I see you gather before me. Hungry, terrified, clutching your babes to your breast. Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North, you stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic. Yet we did not banish it, instead studying the vile arcane for our own power and wealth. And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction. The trolls, the corpse eaters, the werewolves. Did we raise our swords against them? Or have we laid this burden on others? On so-called witches. Stray children taught the ways of foul sorcery, their bodies mutated through blasphemous ritual. Sent to fight monsters, though they could not distinguish good from evil. The flicker of humanity, long extinguished within them. Yes, their numbers have dwindled through the years. But a few still roam our lands, offering their bloody work for coin. To this day, they shame us with their very existence. The North bleeds, flogged by war. The battles are the gods' whip, chastisement for our sins. And let us not forget the terrors, the scourges from beyond our world. The wild hunt rides the sky with every full moon. The Dark Raiders abduct our children into lands unknown. Some say they herald a second conjunction. Can we chart a course back into the light? Will we find the strength to banish the mages from our kingdoms? Unite around the warmth of the eternal fire. Nigh is the time of the sword and axe. None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
So this gives you kind of a dark introduction into the world of The Witcher. So for those who don't know, The Witcher is actually a very popular series of novels by, I think it's Andrzej Sapkowski. I apologize if I pronounced that incorrectly. My Polish pronunciation is not going up to par. So anyway, so there's a series of novels, which I have read some of them. A lot of them, back when I was reading them, weren't translated into English yet, so I'm a little bit behind. But I know some of the basic lore. So this is the third game. The first one being just titled The Witcher. The second one being The Witcher Assassin of Kings. And the third one, as we see, being The Witcher Wild Hunt. So as it says, we're in a world of magic and arcane, where monsters roam the countryside. We play a witcher whose job it is to hunt monsters. But as he says, what defines a monster to some may not define a monster to others. Monster is a very broad term, and even humans can be considered monstrous. This leads us to the core of The Witcher. Decisions people have to make to distinguish good from evil, monster from humanity. It's very interesting and will lead us to a lot of decisions throughout the game. But we have a lot of game ahead of us. Very long, broad game. It's a sandbox game primarily, so there'll be a lot to do and a lot to see. So why don't we just dive straight in? So we will be playing the Sword and Story. Just the story is exactly that. Mainly just a story, not a lot of challenging combat or anything. Sword and Story is a little bit more challenged in the combat. Blood and Broken Bones is for the seasoned who wants a difficult experience and who wants to maybe load once in a while and have to really be challenged in every battle. Death March is for those who want to complete every combat perfectly. They want to reload every combat 10 times. They want their decisions to be punishing and affect them dramatically. So both of these aren't great for Let's Plays, so we're definitely going to go with the Sword and Story. We're going to keep the tutorials on just to allow me to show you the basics of the game, but we are not going to simulate Witcher 2 save. Mostly because I don't have it on this PC. So you're not really supposed to know what's happening here. A lot of The Witcher is finding stuff out and then learning after what its purpose is. So this is Geralt tracking what is happening through clues and hints he finds. But I believe this is the sorceress Yennefer, which is Geralt's lover that he seeks. That is my guess. I don't know for sure. Really neat, really well done cinematics in this game. I really enjoyed them. Like, even if you look, the front of the beak there is dirty, which is a really neat little thing they put in. So we are sleeping, and we may even be going into a dream. I believe this is the past and not a dream, but I'm not entirely sure. But very likely it's the past. So Kaer Morhen is the Witcher stronghold. It's also where they train and mutate Witchers. However, this has not been done for generations upon generations at this point. It's the first time I watched this, I had a very clear distinction of what that is. Which is actually kind of funny. You'll see in a second.
You know I don't find that amusing.
So from that we know what is a mage.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
So if you know the lore, this could be either Triss Marigold or the sorceress Yennefer. I actually was thinking it was possibly Triss, because Triss likes to play jokes on Geralt.
So, later then.
See you later.
And Triss kind of likes to control Geralt. Geralt doesn't really like Triss, but more uses her as a means to an end and something that is required. I should note here that a lot of this game will be flagged as mature because of the game's not doesn't slack in anything. Full frontal nudity is one of those things. So when the tower is removed, we know it is actually Yennefer and not Triss, because they have different colored hairs. So yeah, that's how the main way you can tell the difference between them. As well as Yennefer has those lilac eyes. Now get into the game. So, exactly, each message will save in the glossary. We can find it if we need it. So the first thing to look at is Witcher sentence. You look at Witcher sentence and you can see things in the game world that you can interact with. So if we go, this vase is the first thing. So, mini map.
You're running out of juice.
I know. You might bring me some more once you're done training.
So just use it to make observations about the world. Key. There's another thing over here.
Lilac and gooseberries, of course.
Geralt, stop fingering my toiletries.
So lilac and gooseberries is a very important thing in the book. That's the smell Yennefer always has. So Geralt always remembers fondly lilac and gooseberries. So we can talk with Yennefer here.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
It's uninstructive, not to mention unreasonable.
So I like to say, let's be unreasonable.
I don't want to be reasonable.
Aha, so that's the way the wind blows. Go and train with her, then come back. It'll give me a chance to put my face on.
Of all the women I've known, you're the only one who does that before.
You've known many.
What's it matter? Only ever thought of you.
And now we
Isn't
can no
there
longer talk to
something you
her.
ought to be doing?
So, but they did a really good job, especially in the third game, of putting in all these little hints and references to the original book. So, just unlock the door and we can continue downstairs. So, I don't know how much I should expose about Ciri, but Ciri is a magical and mystical child. She's a child that hails the ages.
Old Witcher's fast asleep. Ciri's disappeared somewhere, of course. Guess she prefers practice to theory.
What?
Time to wake up, Master. These lessons so boring they put you to sleep too?
Damn it. After taking notes on ghouls and owl ghouls, wanted to rest my eyes a bit.
Making her slog through that brick? No wonder she took off.
John of Bruges lacks flair, true, but he's reliable. Not like the hogwash they print nowadays. She's tackling the pendulums, right? How many times do I have to tell her? Don't train alone. It only embeds your errors. Bring our young damsel to the lower courtyard. She wants to practice, she'll get to practice.
Gotta admit, we've spoiled her.
We've spoiled her. I've been saying it from the start. Ciri needs a firm hand.
Been saying that true, but you let her walk all over you just like the rest of us do.
Fine. I suppose I'm partly to blame. But this has to end. Now. Killing monsters is not something to be taken lightly. Ciri must understand that, if she's to become one of us. I'll see you below.
So Vesemir is the leader of the Witchers. I believe he was the one who transformed Geralt and the rest of the surviving Witchers.
Wrong. Now I see why you were so eager to practice. Strike! You're not in this circus. Pirouette. Wrong. Footwork. Enough. Get down.
With a flip?
What do you think? All right. Take off the blindfold. You've got work to do. Your reflexes are still slow.
Maybe for a witcher.
Think drowners or striggers will go easy on you because you haven't undergone the mutations? Though in your shoes, I'd fear Vesemir more than any strigger. Disobeying his instructions? Unwise.
Well, yes, but that book was horribly dull.
I know. And you know that's no excuse.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Better not. Vesemir said if it does, he'll make you eat a bowl of slugs covered in salt.
You!
Exactly. So you'd best behave. Come on. We'll practice with the others down below.
Shall we run the walls?
So this is just a basic tutorial, and it's nothing really for you guys to see.
Not this time. Believe me, you don't want to keep Vesemir waiting.
Extremely basic tutorial, like they just have you climbing up things by pressing space and running with shift. So those are the remaining two Witchers, all of our kind that remains.
Anything to say for yourself, young lady?
I'm very sorry, Uncle Vesemir.
Young blood craves action, I understand that. But when you fight a beast, knowledge counts as much as your silver sword. At the very least, you ought to be able to tell a ghoul from an owl ghoul.
By markings, like unto the Panthera tigris that in Zerrikania dwells, and by the sickly paleness of its visage.
So you did read the chapter. Still, you should have asked if...
But you were asleep, Uncle Vesemir.
Don't try to weasel your way out of this.
A witcher must know how to trick his opponent. You said so yourself.
Might have. But don't use my words of wisdom on Vesemir, got it? That's playing with fire.
Fine, we've talked enough. Geralt, you're with me, Lambert with Eskel, Ciri with the dummy.
Again?
Stop groaning and grab a sword.
So again, we are getting a
What do you
combat
think?
tutorial.
Should we start by reviewing the fundamentals or go right to free training?
So we're going to do free training, a little bit more interesting than the fundamentals.
Let's skip straight to free training. No point going over the basics again.
So I'll kind of show you a couple things as we're doing the free training, unless it's going to cut right to the... Oh no, it'll just cut right out. This is fine.
Whoa! You really showed him, kid.
Ciri, get down here.
A little she-devil. As soon as she's back, we'll set her to polishing all the swords at Kaer Morhen.
Find that helmet? Ciri?
I'll make sure to find every last blade for you. What the?
Dummies don't bleed. That's your first hint.
Adriana will take this, and then White Wolf.
No!
So was it a dream? Or was it something more? We don't really know. Temeria, Road to Vizima.
You all right?
Had a nightmare.
About?
Take forever to explain.
Dawn's some way off. We've got time.
So I think we can trust Vesemir. He is our wise teacher.
Started in the guest room at Kaer Morhen. I was relaxing in the tub, and next to me,
Triss?
Yennefer. Funny, isn't it? She's never been there. Seemed so real in my dream, though.
Was she nagging you about something? True to life, indeed. We'll find her.
I think we can continue
In
telling
the
the truth.
dream, I went and found Ciri. Then we trained.
Those were the days. Little she-devil. I've trained kids who were faster, stronger, but none had her character. Didn't end well, did it? Your dream.
No. The Wild Hunt appeared, attacked Ciri. I couldn't move, stood there like a stump.
It was just a dream.
That's the problem. It was more. In the past, when Ciri'd appear in my dreams, something was wrong. She was in danger.
We taught her how to defend herself from anything, wraiths included.
Be dawning soon. Time to go.
Wait. Show me the letter from Yennefer. Might have overlooked some hint in there.
Didn't overlook anything. We were meant to meet in Willoughby. That's what she wrote. Meanwhile, one army or another burned the village to the ground. All we can do is follow her trail, so...
Stop talking for a minute and give me the letter. Ah, how about that? It does smell of lilac and gooseberries.
You were gonna read it, not sniff it.
We must meet. Soon. Willoughby near Vizima. Nothing else to guide us there. What's this postscript? I still have the unicorn?
I don't think we're gonna tell Vesemir about the unicorn.
That's private. Very private.
Aha, I understand. At least I think I do. Maybe not entirely, but perhaps that's for the best.
Back on topic. How's it look? How far behind Yennefer are we?
2 or 3 days. Trail's fresh, but it looks like it leads towards the main road. Could be muddled there. Wait, hear that?
I hear it. I smell it. Ghouls.
So with the ghouls, we're gonna want to use fast attacks. I haven't really explained this, but there's fast and there's strong. For small, fast creatures, you want to use fast attacks. For big, kind of lumbering creatures, you want to use strong attacks. Also using our silver swords since they're ghouls. So life on the continent and in the skeletal islands is nasty, Buddhist, and short. War lays waste to the land, and those it spares live in fear of the countless monsters lurking outside every town and village. Monsters shown with a silver health bar above their heads, indicating that you can fight them with a silver sword. So ghouls, we're not going to want to get them behind us. We're going to want to dodge and fight them. So I also want to check what skill we have. I'm going to switch to Igni. So oh shoot. Shit, I'm already not done. I was trying to use my Igni spell, but oh no, I got what you right, okay. Well, let's hope it doesn't make this good first. Okay, might go down. Remember to dodge and roll all the way. So we have to be wary of these ghouls. There we go. Down with Igni. There's 2 ghouls here. Gonna dodge out of the way. Nice dodge. Oops. Got behind the horse though, which is the end of the world. Just can't let that ghoul surround us. So, strike the enemy to generate adrenaline points. Certain abilities will allow you to perform special actions that require and consume adrenaline points. Slowly climb when you're not engaged in combat.
When armies pass, necrophages follow. Let's go before any more show up.
So you can regenerate fatality by eating or drinking, or by meditating for at least 1 hour. Played on broken bones, death meditation does not regenerate vitality. Food and drink placed in your consumables. And pretty much basic stuff. So I think you can search. Yeah, we can extract from these ghouls. You can even use your Witcher senses to find where they all are. So generally you want to extract as much of the stuff from enemies as possible, because it is useful for making tinctures of all types. Oops. Oh, there you go. We found the crystal skull.
Third skull in black crystal. Why do I think this is Yen's?
So I noticed in the cutscene, but I'm not exactly sure it is. I think it's Bad Council, Tomato soldiers are hiding in the woods nearby. Declared outlaws fled to Emperor, so they assisted in insulting them. They be punished to the full extent by the Imperial law. On behalf of Emperor Nilgarf, Captain Peter Sarek Gwendaleaf. So. And there's a couple things to pick here as well. You wanna, again, like I said, pick as much stuff as you can, because it's very useful later on. But guys, I think I'll pick the rest of this, and we'll call the episode here. Back in the next one for more of The Witcher Wild Hunt. Thanks guys. Later.